What's up, interweb? RhyQuinn here, and welcome to another Top 10. Enough with the negative stuff for now, let's talk about something positive today. We're going into Generation 3 today, and let me give you guys a quick disclaimer or preface to this Top 10. Generation 3 means a lot to me. Generations 1 and 2 were great games, they were what introduced me to Pokemon, and I invested a lot of time into them. Generation 3 games were the games that made me say I love Pokemon. Generation 3 was a generation that made me want to play Generation 4, 5, and 6. It made me never want to stop playing Pokemon. Without Generation 3, there wouldn't be RhyQuinn. So this top 10 means a lot to me. I'm going to be talking about my top 10 favorite Generation 3 Pokemon. Now this was a very hard list to compile, and no doubt some of your favorite Pokemon have not made the list, and I'm sorry for that, but hey, it's my top 10, my opinions. For this list, as in previous top 10s of this nature, I'm excluding starters and legendaries, as the whole list would pretty much just be made up of starters and legendaries. And again, as in previous top 10s, I'm judging these Pokemon based on how I felt when I played the original games, so Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. As such, any pre-evolutions, evolutions, or mega evolutions that these Pokemon may have got in future generations are discounted and not considered in this list. That means I haven't included Spinder, and that's because I love it for its amazing battle animation in Generation 6. But hey, I've got to play by my own rules. Well, that's enough rambling. Let's get on with the honourable mentions for my top 10 favourite Generation 3 Pokemon. There are quite a few honourable mentions here, and lots of these Pokemon I really wanted to include in the top 10, but there just wasn't enough room. First up is Milotic. Beautiful Pokemon, and first time I saw it, I wanted it. Just a shame that I had no idea how to get one, otherwise it probably would have made the list. Next is Tropius. Another Pokemon that when I first saw I really wanted, plus its cry is awesome. It was kind of a shame then that when I did get one, it wasn't very good. Sorry Tropius, this was a competitive list. Another grass type comes next with Shiftry. I first saw this in the Elite Four with Sydney and thought it was a badass. Really cool Pokemon. But as I said, this list was really hard to narrow down, and unfortunately, Shiftry just didn't make the cut. Cut? Grass type? Shiftry? Whew, the bad puns have already started. Next up we have Wailord. Just look at this guy. That's all I have to say, just look at him. Awesome. Plus his cry is pretty cool. Gardevoir is next. I thought Wally using Gardevoir in the original games was pretty awesome. Love the look of Gardevoir, and it's really powerful too. But, sorry Euphoric, your Bay hasn't made the list today.
Number 12, what is your favourite Pokemon? Gardevoir. Shiny Mega Gardevoir is just beautiful. Oh, I love Gardevoir. He's so pretty.
Last but not least in my honourable mentions is Flygon. Yes, I know. Everyone's favourite pick for a Mega in Oras hasn't even made my top 10 favourite Generation 3 Pokemon. Sorry, but as I've said, and I'll say again, this was a really hard list to narrow down, so some Pokemon like Flygon are Flygon. And on that awful pun, let's start the list with...
Number 10!
Walrein. Now, if there's one thing you guys need to know about me, it's that a Pokemon's cry is a big factor as to whether I like a Pokemon or not. Walrein is a perfect example of that. It has a pretty good design, it's decent in terms of power, but its cry? Awesome. Just listen to that power. That cry turns this meh Walrus into a badass fighting machine. And that's why Walrein takes number 10.
Number 9!
Hariyama. I honestly don't know what it is about this guy that makes me like him so much. It could be his cry, but there's better cries out there. It could be his design, but again, there's better designs than that. You know what it is? It's his damn hands. That guy using fake out on something just gives me an image of a cartoon character's head getting smashed between two symbols. For that mental image alone, Hariyama takes number 9.
Number 8!
Exploud. So, you want to know a funny story? I didn't know Exploud existed for the longest time. I just thought it was Whisper and then Loudred. I by chance caught a Loudred in Victory Road during my second or third playthrough of Sapphire, and I accidentally led with it in a battle. After switching it out, I finished the battle and Loudred grew to level 40. Imagine my surprise then when I saw it was evolving. And what it evolved into was an absolute beast. Look at this guy. And his cry suits him really well as well. For that, Exploud takes number 8.
Number 7.
Sharpedo. Now, it's not usual for me to like the Pokemon that the villainous teams use, as you see them so damn often that their novelty wears off. I'm looking at you, Poochyena. But Sharpedo is an exception here. Carvanha is pretty cool itself, but Sharpedo takes it to another level. He just looks so cool! And guess what? I may sound like a broken record here, but his cry is awesome. Plus, he's a beast. I can remember getting knocked out by a Sharpedo spamming Crunch, which was a special move back in those days anyway. I wasn't even mad, I was impressed. I just wanted a Sharpedo after that. And I got one. It was awesome. Sharpedo comes in at number 7.
Number 6.
Croton. Another Water Dark type, and another awesome Pokemon. This was another Pokemon I first saw in the Elite Four when Sydney used him, and I'm not gonna lie, I fangirled a little bit. I had no idea where I could find Croton, but I just wanted to stop the battle and go and get one right then. And guess what? I did. I lost the battle on purpose just so I could go and get a Croton. It was one of the first Pokemon I sought out in another playthrough of Emerald. I love Croton, and yes, his cry is amazing too. Croton deservedly takes number 6.
Number 5.
Salamence. I once again first saw this guy in the Elite Four, this time with Drake. I saw him bring this guy out, heard his cry, and I knew in that moment that I wanted one. Really friggin' badly. I'm partial to dragons as it is, and Salamence is one of the best ones out there. It may seem like for his design they said let's make him a dragon and then just made him a generic dragon, but hey, a dragon is cool enough anyway. And I know a certain sly individual would agree with me that Salamence deserves a place on this list. For me, he takes number 5.
Number 4.
Manectric. Here we go, the only electric type on this list. So, yeah, spoilers, but Minun is not number 1. Sorry, Fufu. This guy is awesome. I actually caught an Electrike myself in Sapphire and evolved it without knowing what it would evolve into. And man, I was happy with the result. Hearing this cry for the first time was really cool. Really great design, powerful stats, great cry, it has all the makings of a great Pokemon. Plus, I got swept by one multiple times in Emerald. Damn, Watson. Manectric takes the number 4 spot.
Number 3.
Camerupt. Remember what I said before about me generally not liking the Pokemon that the villainous teams use? Yeah, well, Generation 3 was a bit of an exception. Sharpedo is great, but Camerupt is awesome. I actually think he has a pretty clever design. A camel, but instead of humps it has a volcano on its back. Awesome! It's exactly like something I'd come up with. And you never guess what makes this guy so awesome. Yep, it's cry. I just love that so much. I don't have much else to say about Camerupt, apart from the fact that when I first saw him, he made me erupt, if you know what I mean. Anyway, Camerupt takes the bronze medal at number 3.
Number 2.
Metagross. This guy's cry. That is all.
Number 1.
And my favourite Generation 3 Pokemon is Agron. I'm not only partial to dragons, I love steel types as well. Unfortunately, Dialga isn't my favourite Pokemon, but that's a story for another day. Agron is amazing. I caught an Aron pretty early on in Generation 3, maybe my first or second playthrough of Sapphire, and my goodness, I fell in love with this guy pretty damn quickly. Aron is cute, Lairon is, well, in its awkward teen phase, but Agron, my god, it's such a damn beast. My Agron put in the finest of work during playthroughs, and you want to know the first Pokemon I wanted to get when Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out was? Aron. I looked up how to get it and specifically went back to Granite Cave to get him. All because of how awesome he was in Sapphire and Emerald for me. Not only is his design amazing, not only is he a powerful beast, but he has one of the best cries in the damn game. Just listen again. That is incredible. Oh my goodness, I love Agron so much. Not only is he my favorite Generation 3 Pokemon, it's my favorite Pokemon. Full stop. Hey, Rhyperior, don't look at me like that. You're great and all, but you're not Agron, okay? Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Okay, fine. You're better than Agron. He's not really. But anyway, Agron is absolutely amazing and easily takes the gold medal at number 1. Thanks for watching this top 10. If you enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like. Leave a comment, let me know what your top 10 is, as no doubt there are going to be some differences between my list and everyone else's. If you feel like it, you can subscribe and keep up to date with future uploads and future top 10s. Thanks for watching, I'll see you guys in the next video. See you then, toodaloo.